Hi there, I am so excited to review the Ninja Crispi. I just got it in the mail today. This is what the box looks like. And then here is everything that it comes with. So let's unbox it and see everything that's inside. Okay, now we have everything unboxed and laid out. So it comes with a quick start guide and it has tons of recipes, charts, and ideas in there. Then we have the instructions that are right here. Then we have the 2 glass containers. This is a 4-quart container. It's a really good size, and they have these handles and they are stuck, like you can't take that off. And then this is a 6-cup size. Then each of these come with a crisper plate. They have little rubber corners and they're angled down, and that's how you know which side goes down. You definitely want to make sure that you use those, because that is how you get the crispy effect of the air fryer. The air has to circulate, so you'll want to make sure that you put that down before using it. And same with this one. The one with the little curve is where it goes down. They do come with lids, so once you cook something and if you have leftovers or there's still stuff inside, you can just pop the lid right on and it can go right into your fridge. Now, the Power Pod, this one is a navy blue. I do know that you can get different colors. It just depends on where you purchase the Crispi from. So different stores have different colors. So this right here is ready to go, and it fits right onto the 6-cup one immediately. You don't have to do anything. It is just ready to go. There are little buttons right here, so it knows when it's sitting on top of this. So it knows when it's safe to be able to turn it on and to use it. And then to use the bigger size, it does come with this adapter, and you would just set that on top of the 4-quart one and then set this on top of that. So let's go over all the different modes and the power settings, and then we will go and test it out and see how well it cooks. Okay, here is your quick start guide. Inside, this will tell you everything that it comes with. This is showing how there are 4 different options, and it comes with the 4-quart and the 6-cup, but it also has a 2.5 and 5-cup that are available for purchase. This shows the control panels. So this right here will be your cook time, and then your mode, so you'll have bake, re-crisp, max crisp, and air fry, and then your power button. So it has 4 functions. You have re-crisp, bake, air fry, and max crisp. Here is a guide for crisping dishes, or if you're re-crisping leftovers. And then there are several different recipes in here. I'm going to skip to the back here. Okay, so in the back, it has your big batch air fryer chart. So it has a ton of different items that are listed, and it tells you how much you should use, how to prepare it, what oil to use, which function you should use, the cook time, and if you have to do anything else while it's cooking, like flip it or not. And that is continued for big batch, and then there's one also for the small batch. So this is a handy little guide to have, to be able to refer back to. Now we're gonna make some tater tots. It says what size bag, if there's any preparation, oil, what setting, and how long to cook it for. I just got everything cleaned and washed. The glass containers and the crisper plates are dishwasher safe, and the lids are top rack only dishwasher safe. The crisper pod, don't get that wet. What we're gonna do first is air fry some tater tots. Now, the thing with the air fryer, if you want things to get crispy, you have to add a fat. So I have my trusty little avocado oil sprayer, and I am going to spray and really coat these tater tots because that's what's gonna make them be crispy. And you really wanna put a generous amount on it because that's what really helps it to get crispy. All right, so toss that all around. And then I'm gonna pour it right into the 4-quart container. And now that I got those in there, I'm gonna do one more little spray of oil just to make sure they're all really nice and coated. All right, then, because I'm using the 4-quart, I am going to put the extender on, and then I'm gonna put the power pod on top of that, and you'll hear it kind of click on. So for the tater tots, I'm going to select my mode, which is the max crisp. Now, in the booklet, it says to do it for 20 minutes and then to flip halfway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to set it for 10 minutes, and then it will beep and let me know it's done, and I'll flip them and then do it for the second 10 minutes. Otherwise, you just have to keep an eye on it to know when your halfway mark is. So let's get that started and see how it does. Get down. Here's the volume of it while it's on. It's not too loud, and it's just the beginning of the cooking process for these tater tots. So I'm super excited to see how well they crisp up. Okay, my first 10 minutes are up. It made a little beep sound letting me know. So I'm gonna go in and I'm going to toss them all around. They're a little bit soft still. Some of them are a little crispier. So you gotta be gentle when you're flipping so you don't break them. But they're already starting to crisp up. The booklet says you don't need to add a fat to these, but I find that adding a fat to things like fries and tater tots make them really nice and crispy. So I definitely recommend that you spray them with oil first. Now I'm gonna put the lid back on and cook them for the last 10 minutes. Okay, the full 20 minutes are up and it is finished. So let's take a look and see how they look. Oh yeah, do you hear that sizzle? They cooked up perfectly. They were tender on the inside and crisp on the outside. Next, let's cook a frozen chicken tender. Again, I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of oil, and you can season it here if you want. I'm gonna put the lid on, and instead of doing the max setting, I'm actually going to select the air fry setting just because the max crisp might burn a piece of chicken, but the air fry will probably cook it perfect. I am blown away at how well it cooked this chicken tender. It is super juicy and delicious. Another cool feature about this is you can reheat leftovers. So if you had like some pasta or something, you could put that down here, and then you put the crisper, and then if you had some chicken, you could put that on top of the crisper plate, and then you pop the lid on and turn it on, and it will reheat what's on the bottom and then crisp up what's on the top. And then if you don't finish whatever you have in there, you can just pop the lid right on and then pop the whole thing into the fridge and pull it back out whenever you need it, and then use the crisper lid again. This does get hot really quickly, so you want to make sure you're selecting the right function for whatever you're cooking. Overall, I am super happy with this Ninja Crispi, and I absolutely love it and highly recommend it.